This is my 2010 NHL Trade Deadline recap. And they broke a record for most trades at a deadline. And there were so many big trades too. For example, that sucked.
You ready? Big news. What? Whoosh. Seriously? No pigs yet. What? What was he doing? Wow. Bring him on. Beautiful.
The 2010 NHL trade deadline is come and gone, and it's already got people saying more like trade dud-line. This year was definitely quantity over quality. Here's what I compare it to. Think of a day where there's fireworks, Victoria Day, July 1st, July 4th, and it's the end of the night and someone says, okay guys, just one more thing and then it's bedtime. And you're thinking it's gonna be something like and your neighbor's hair's on fire. You know, cool stuff. But instead someone says, who wants a sparkler? Basically, I'd prefer the fireworks to blow up and set my neighbor's hair on fire than 12 sparklers, much in the same way that I prefer a big trade to a whole bunch of small ones. I'll talk about some of the bigger trades, but for the Leafs fans, let's start the day before. Barely the day before the deadline, like 11 o'clock at night. Toronto trades longtime Leaf Alexei Ponikarovsky to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Luka Caputi and Martin Skula. The next day, the Leafs flip Martin Skula to the Devils for a 5th round pick. And I can't wait for the first time the Leafs play the Devils. I really want to see that Martin Skula highlight pack. Here's him getting off the plane. And here's him getting right back on. The best Leafs since Jamie Heward. But anyway, because the principal aspect of this trade from a Leaf standpoint was a prospect, we won't know how good this trade looks for a while. And while I do think the Leafs could have gone to any number of teams and gotten a 2nd round pick for Ponikarovsky, I would rather they get Caputi. Because nothing's guaranteed with the draft pick, and Caputi's further along in his development. Also, during the preseason rookie tournament, Caputi looked great against the Leafs. Seems like a nice humble kid, and he's going to get a shot at the Leafs right away. And best of luck to him, because his team's got no forwards left. So essentially, the Leafs trade Ponikarovsky for Caputi and a 5th. Then there were a lot of blockbuster trades with goalies. Joey McDonald goes to the Anaheim Ducks for a 7th round pick in 2011. Which means James Reimer, Andrew Angelage, anyone that's in the Leafs goaltending system, you're going to Anaheim. Oh, don't ask why, you're going. And as much as I like Joey Mack, his contract's running up, and let's face it, he's the Leafs' 3rd goalie. They got something for the 3rd goalie? That's amazing. Speaking of old Leaf goalies on the Ducks, this was the biggest trade of the day. Curtis McElhinney goes to the Ducks for Vesa Toskala. I heard the Flames are going to change their logo next year. It's just going to be a Leaf set on fire. There's now 5 players on the Flames that started this season with the Leafs. And if there's anyone who knows how to make the playoffs. And I bet Daryl Sutter wanted Lee Stempniak too, but sorry buddy, Phoenix beat you to it. Stempniak goes to the Coyotes for a 4th round pick, a 7th round pick, and a guy named Matt Jones. Guy named who? Matt Jones. Who? Matt Jones. Tell me you remember that song. So essentially, looking back at the trade where the Leafs got Stempniak from the Blues, this is what it now looks like. Alex Steen and Carlo Koliakovo for a 4th, 7th, and Matt Jones. And one last smaller deal for the Leafs involving a prospect. They get Chris Peluso from the Penguins for a 6th round pick. So the Leafs get rid of Ponikarovsky, Joey McDonald, Lee Stempniak, and a 6th round pick. For Luka Caputi, Matt Jones, Chris Peluso, a 4th, 5th, and 2 7ths. Oh, it's going to be a long month! Because the Leafs are falling way back of teams like Carolina. Well, there was one final trade to announce for the Leafs. Thomas Kaberle went to no one for nothing. Just as a lot of people expected, but why did he have to go and tease the media like that? Personally, I think it was the right choice to hold on to him for now, but I do not think Thomas Kaberle is going to finish this contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that's all the Leaf stuff. I'm not really sure what to say about the other trades. Because seriously, what were the highlights? Ryan Whitney and a 6th to the Oilers for Lubomir Visnovsky. Corvo to Washington for Osala Pothier and a 2nd. So I'm going to let you guys handle that in the comment box. Who were the winners of the day? And the losers. Calgary. The Hurricanes got a whole bunch of draft picks, I guess mission accomplished. The Capitals and Penguins proved, but you know what? I gotta give the Caps props. Because a lot of people are talking about the Caps have to win this year, or the next, because their contract situation is gonna get ugly. So you'd think they'd be the ones to go out and make a ridiculous move. Nope. Joe Corvo. And this year, maybe it's because of the Olympic break, the trade deadline seemed to happen before that. The Phaneuf trade, the Jaguar trade, the Kovalchuk trade. With those deals out of the way, the trade deadline was just... So let me know what you think, guys. There's 31 trades, and I'm not going to talk about all of them. So what do you think? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm working on a deal to acquire a sandwich.